Although this summer there was a brief spike in unaccompanied children being apprehended at our border, the number of such children is now actually lower than it's been in nearly 2 years. Overall, you are implementing something big. There's going to be people who are nervous and anxious about, is it going to get done, until it's actually done. But let's just step back for a second and make sure the American people understand what it is that we're doing. It took a long time to reach this day. One of the reasons I ran for this office was to make America a leader in this mission. And over the past 8 years, we've done just that. Tonight, I can report to the American people and to the world that the United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden, the leader of Al-Qaeda, a terrorist. Our nation was founded on a bedrock principle. We are all created equal.
I, Barack Hussein Obama, do solemnly swear.
I, Barack Hussein Obama, do solemnly swear.
That I will execute the office of President to the United States faithfully.
That I will execute
the office of President of the United States.
The office of President of the United States faithfully.
And will, to the best of my ability.
And will, to the best of my ability.
Preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
So help you God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr.
January 20, 2009, Barack Obama was sworn in as the nation's 44th president. There are approximately about 1.8 million people at his inaugural address. Barack Obama is the first and only African-American president of the United States. He fulfilled MLK's dream by showing that people of color have a voice too. In 2008, in Barack Obama's presidential campaign, he promised the nation worldwide health care. On March 23, 2011, Barack Obama passed Obamacare, which works by mandating that everyone gets health insurance or pay a tax. Otherwise known as the Patient Protection Plan Affordable Care Act, it provides subsidies for middle-income families and small businesses. It pays for this by taxing some healthcare providers and high-income families.
The United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden, the leader of Al-Qaeda, and a terrorist who's responsible for the murder of thousands of innocent men, women, and children. It was nearly 10 years ago that a bright September day was darkened by the worst attack on the American people in our history. The images of 9/11 are seared into our national memory. Hijacked planes cutting through a cloudless September sky, the Twin Towers collapsing to the ground, black smoke billowing up from the Pentagon, the wreckage of Flight 93 in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, where the actions of heroic citizens saved even more heartbreak and destruction. And yet we know that the worst images are those that were unseen to the world. The empty seat at the dinner table, children who were forced to grow up without their mother or their father, parents who would never know the feeling of their child's embrace, nearly 3,000 citizens taken from us, leaving a gaping hole in our hearts. On September 11th, 2001, in our time of grief, the American people came together. We offered our neighbors a hand, and we offered the wounded our blood. We reaffirmed our ties to each other and our love of community and country. On that day, no matter where we came from, what God we prayed to, or what race or ethnicity we were united as one American family. We were also united in our resolve to protect our nation and to bring those who committed this vicious attack to justice. We quickly learned that the 9/11 attacks were carried out by Al-Qaeda, an organization headed by Osama bin Laden, which had taken office. I directed Leon Panetta, the director of the CIA, to make the killing or capture of bin Laden the top priority of our war against Al-Qaeda, even even as we continued our broader efforts to disrupt, dismantle, and defeat his network.
On June 15, 2012, President Obama passed an immigration policy called the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, or DACA for short, that protected undocumented youth who were brought to the United States illegally. The purpose of DACA was to protect eligible immigrant youth who came to the United States when they were children from deportation. DACA gives young undocumented immigrants protection from deportation and a worker's permit. This expires after 2 years but can be renewed. DACA prevented about 700,000 applicants from being deported. Also, on December 12, 2015, more than 190 countries, including the United States, came together to adopt the most ambitious climate change agreement in history. The Paris Agreement, or the Paris Accords, establishes a long-term, durable global framework to reduce global greenhouse gas emissions. This agreement provides a strong assurance to developing countries that they will be supported as they pursue clean and climate-resilient growth.
10 months ago in Paris, I said before the world that we needed a strong global agreement to reduce carbon pollution and to set the world on a low-carbon course. The result was the Paris Agreement. Last month, the United States and China, the world's two largest economies and largest emitters, formally joined that agreement together. And today, the world has officially crossed the threshold for the Paris Agreement to take effect. Today, the world meets the moment. And if we follow through on the commitments that this Paris Agreement embodies, history may well judge it as a turning point for our planet.
June 26, 2015, the Supreme Court legalizes gay marriage. Same-sex couples can marry nationwide, establishing a new civil right and handing gay rights advocates a historic victory. The United States is now the 21st country to legalize same-sex marriage nationwide, including territories. The supporters sang the national anthem, clapping wildly after singing that the U.S. is the land of the free.
Our nation was founded on a bedrock principle that we are all created equal. The project of each generation is to bridge the meaning of those founding words with the realities of changing times. A never-ending quest to ensure those words ring true for every single American. Progress on this journey often comes in small increments. Sometimes 2 steps forward, 1 step back, propelled by the persistent effort of dedicated citizens. And then sometimes there are days like this, when that slow, steady effort is rewarded with justice that arrives like a thunderbolt. This morning, the Supreme Court recognized that the Constitution guarantees marriage equality. In doing so, they've reaffirmed that all Americans are entitled to the equal protection of the law.